Spirit Talk Live with Scott Allen is for entertainment purposes only.
My dear friend, a wonderfully, wonderfully gifted medium. I've seen him in action. It would blow your minds wide open. He's just incredible.
Patrick from London, you are on the air. Welcome to the show.
I mean, this reading has meant more to me than anything. And I'm so grateful.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the November edition of our program. I am so glad to be back with you, and as you can tell, I'm in my spooky space tonight. I've got my spooky room with the spooky posters because we've got a spooky show tonight, which I haven't done in a while, so this is kind of fun. I think I've told you, for a while that I had done some episodes for a show called Dark Echoes Paranormal, and we filmed over the summer. Over the spring we filmed, and we were all over the place. We were in Pennsylvania and New York and Connecticut and the Cape, and really had a great time filming. And one of my episodes is coming out, and so that's why we're here. We're going to talk about not just the episode, we're going to talk about the season in general. We're going to talk about a watch party that we have coming up. So I really hope you listen. If you're in the Pennsylvania area and you're near Bath, Pennsylvania, I've put the information in the chat. So look off to the right. You'll see the chat there, and you can get your tickets right then and there. They're only $15, but we're going to talk about that too. It gets you in and gets you some food, and you get to watch the episode with us, the cast and crew, before anybody else shows up. But I'm not going to share all of this because I've got the producer and host of Dark Echoes with me backstage. I just want to say hello to a couple of people. Melissa Blackman, hello. I'm so happy to have you here. Nice to see you again. And of course, Stacy Reed. Stacy is part of the crew and cast of Dark Echoes. So she's with us tonight as well. Stacy, feel free to chime in if you like. You're welcome into the chat. I'm going to bring out Matt here in just a second. Matt Kondracki from Dark Echoes Paranormal, Dark Echoes Productions. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah,
my camera's a little upside down here. Let me fix this. There we go. Yeah,
we met about a year ago. You were doing some filming for me. I had no idea that you had a show. I knew nothing because I didn't know anything. And you can see Stacy. She's waving to you down here in the bottom.
Yeah, I see her. There
you go. Yeah, and then all of a sudden this whole thing kind of came around. So we're going to the Bath Exchange, and I know that Lauren has been trying to get in backstage. So Lauren is the owner of the Bath Exchange in Bath, Pennsylvania. If she gets in, I'll bring her into the chat and we'll be able to chat with her a little bit because I really want to find out from her what's been going on since we filmed, what's happening at the station. I think it'll be really interesting to know. And she's a super nice person. So we'll get a chance to hopefully to talk with her if she can get her internet going and she's able to get back into the chat. So we went to Bath, Pennsylvania. And do you want to share a little bit about that, Matt? Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, when we went back out there to do some refilming, and it was, that's part of the filming business. Sometimes you got to refilm locations. And it was super exciting to go back out there and to film an episode. And this time I mentioned to you, I said, hey, I got this episode that we got to go back and refilm. It's in Pennsylvania, which you didn't know anywhere where you're going. All I said, it's out in Pennsylvania. And you said, yeah, absolutely. So you got a hotel close to the location. And then when we were filming out there, we met some amazing people. Lauren takes very good care of us. All the people that lives at that place, they're just so humble. I had car problems, and people here in Connecticut probably would have just said, yeah, go screw yourself. But out there in Bath, PA, they helped me out. They helped me figure out the problem. It was absolutely amazing. I love Bath, Pennsylvania, and filming at the bar was just icing on the cake.
It really was a great place, and you stayed there too, right? You had a space upstairs. I don't know if they're apartments or what they are up.
It was like we lived there for years. Everybody came in. They were so excited to see us. And there's a guy there. His name's Ken. I call him Jesus because he looks like Jesus. and he was all excited to see us, and he just talked about us. And oh yeah, it's if you're ever out there, you got to go there. The place is amazing. Lauren's amazing. Her husband's amazing. The bar's amazing, and obviously you might be dining with some spirits.
Yeah, and I actually am really looking forward to going back there. I don't know if I told you, I have a friend that I met. She was in one of my mediumship classes a few years back, and she lives right there. She lives like 10 minutes from the Bath Exchange. So I'm hoping she's going to show up. She said she is, but you know, people, how that goes. I hope she'll show up and be there so we get a chance to connect in person. But yeah, it was very interesting. You had some activity there. We had some activity there, but you had some before I even showed up. You know, you were filming.
Oh my God, that was you know, we were just getting ready to get the camera going. We were all getting mic'd up, and all of a sudden we heard this loud bam crash. We're like, what the hell was that? So we thought, you know, so we go running in there. And if you remember on the wall, when you go way in the back where people have dining and you go in the back, there's shelves up there that had a bunch of glass and stuff, and it was ripped off the wall. The spirits were not happy that we came back or something, because that's been up there for years, you know, up 12, 13 years. And then when I went over there to go, you know, inspect it, I'm looking like, you know, did the nails give out? You know, obviously, you know, did they not hit the right spot? But you actually have to physically go in there, lift up on the thing, then throw it.
Right. It wouldn't just fall off the nail and then bring it. So that was fascinating. And I don't know really, I don't know whatever came of this, because I just don't remember. And I don't want to get into it too much because I want people to see it in the show. But there was just on that note, there was a feeling that I got that there was a male entity. Now that was more in the bar area, I think, though, not in the back where that thing had come off the wall. But I don't think it liked having women in there. It felt like it was an all boys space, wherever they were, an all male space in the back. And
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like where the pool table is. That's what it felt to me. Like I kept feeling this push, you know, get out, get out, get out. I just don't think he wanted anybody there. So it's such an interesting thought. I do remember that. Stacy was saying, if the second shelf crashes when we're there, I'm out. I'm not. I want to just get it on camera.
Can they at least do it when we're watching it? At least, you know, who knows? When we're watching it on the big screen, Lauren's renting out, getting a big movie projector screen. I'm bringing my projector from the studio, and we're gonna watch it on the big screen. So if the spirits can, you know, just try not to hit the guest.
Right. Don't hit anybody. Don't break any glass around anybody.
And don't break the projector.
And don't break. Yeah, but they have stuff going on there. I mean, I think she said at the time that, you know, they were afraid to go down. Not her specifically, but people are afraid to go down in the basement.
Yep.
Because
she had an experience in the basement where made her a little cautious to go down there.
Yeah, you can get the vibe, and you know, and I remember saying to her, I said, "There's someone messing around with the bar glasses." You know, there was like off to the left, and she says, "Oh yeah, they're always in there, moving and shaking and banging." And then downstairs, I felt like there was something running around down there. I don't remember what that was, but I think it was a little boy maybe. But there was somebody in the basement that I felt that was in that area that they see down there. So
yeah, when you're doing your walkthrough, it was absolutely amazing. Not going to give any details away. I'm actually just getting to that part in the editing process of you coming on scene. So I'm super excited, because people don't understand is sometimes when I'm editing, we might capture some EVPs that we didn't hear, because there's constantly mics everywhere. So it's going to pick up something. That's true.
The same thing happens here. You know, we get off a show and I go and listen to it and I can hear them speaking or calling out one of our names. It's just fascinating.
Yep.
The show, what is the agenda? I mean, there's no investigation, right? I just want everybody to know what they're getting when they get there.
So it's $15 a ticket. You go on Eventbrite and you get a popcorn, you get soda, and then after the event, after the screening, we're gonna do Q&As, we're gonna do autographs, we're gonna do photos with people. Stacy's got some stuff. I think she's got some new stickers coming in. She's gonna hand out to everybody. We still got the postcards we can sign for everybody. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome thing. You know, it's going to be cool seeing Dark Echoes on the big screen, which I can watch it in my theater, but enjoy it with other people is going to be absolutely amazing.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be fun to see people's reactions, you know, to different things that we get, because these might be people who are in there on a regular basis, either for dinner or drinks or whatever. So to see the things that they get, it should be fascinating.
Yeah, when we did Twisted Vines, we watched an episode of Twisted Vines, and people gave us a standing ovation because they love the show. They love how it's done, how it's portrayed, how professional it is. No faking involved. It's legit. It's real. It was really cool to see that.
So for people who haven't watched the show, what is the what is the format? I don't want to say premise, because the premise is that you're going into these locations, but what is the premise when you're there?
So,
Because I know I got a call. Hey, yeah, you know, we need you. Can you come down? So I remember that, but I don't know what was happening.
so basically, when I go there, I'm the host, and I'm going to interview. Before we were interviewing the owners, and now with the new stuff coming out, the owners now come with the mediums through the walkthrough, because they know stuff that I don't know. So I listen to their story, then I go to the next people who have their stories. You know, we tell the stories of what's actually going there. And in the beginning of the show, I do my thing about where we are and stuff like that. And then I go into the brief history. So when people watch it, they're like, okay, so this is what's going on. You know, people died here, people are murdered here. And so they know what's happening. And then, you know, I do the history. I talk to the guests, I talk to the owners. And then I decide to whoever closest I am, I decide to say, you know, who do I want to call on this one? Which, you know, the mediums will know, because it's not just a random call and be like, hey, you know, I know you're like 5 hours away, but you know, but so
Be there, right?
yeah. So yes, the mediums, when I call them, they're already like, you know, at a hotel waiting for my call, which is fine. That's probably the only scripted part of the show, because you can't just call a medium like, oh, you know, hey, I know you're 16 hours away, but can you make it here?
Yeah.
So you arrive there, but you do arrive. You don't know where you're going until I call you. So it's either you come in blindfolded, which mediums can choose that, and if you have a ride with you, we're going to tell the person who you're with to bring you, so you have no clue where you're going. Some people love it, and some people, and we tell you where we're going. So when you're driving, you can't research it because you're driving, and you don't have time. You got to get there at a certain time. And then after that, you know, you do the walkthrough, you get what you get, and you try to connect to what the story's going on, the history that happened, and some stuff that I might not know, and only Lauren would know, or the owner would know, and you would know. So it all combines. And then after we're done with that, we do the icing on the cake. We do the investigation to find out, you know, what if the spirits are still there, and if they want to communicate with us.
Right. Yeah, and it's fascinating for me, even though I do this work, it still blows my mind, kind of, when you put it all together and you realize that, okay, I picked up on this, that, and the other thing, and that's exactly what they've been seeing. You know, I remember being at the theater in where was that? Another place in Pennsylvania we went to, but you know, I said, hang on, there's a woman coming down the stairs in a red dress, and you're like, holy crap, that's not exactly the words you used. You used a little more color, but it was real. I mean, it was like, my God, you know, my God, that you were able to confirm that they have seen a woman in a red dress coming down the stairs, and to me, it just blows my mind. Just blows my mind.
It's when you guys get this stuff like Gregory did at Palmyra and what you did, I'm blown away, because, you know, of course I want to swear, I want to show the audience that I didn't know this was coming, but, you know, obviously the networks, you know, like, hey, you know, bring down the swearing a little bit. So and that's what it's all about, is the show is to show that the mediums are real. They are out there. It's not what you see on YouTube. It's not what you see on TikTok.
Yeah,
it's legit. And I'm honored to bring the mediums out there so people see that they are real.
Yeah, no, I mean, for real. And it's not just me, there are others, and you know, every one of them. Well, I mean, I know most of them. I think there's maybe only one that I haven't really met in person, but they're all the real deal, you know, real. It's incredible. And Greg, I've worked alongside Greg. He's just, you know, he's on fire. He's like, go, 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 go. You know, he gets in the.
Oh, I did not expect that coming. I was like, holy crap.
It's true. It's almost like he doesn't think. It just channels it, and it spills out of his mouth. You know, I did a seance with Greg and Stacia, who was another medium that was on an episode that's coming up. But we were in it was Ohio. I don't know where we were in some martini bar. Actually, it was just a few weeks ago. And the three of us, actually four of us, Larry Allen was another medium out that way. The four of us did a seance. And I got to tell you, once he gets going, it's tough to get a word in edgewise because he just like bing, 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 he's like on fire. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I think that, it's fun to watch how other people work too. I've never seen Steven work, but I know he's fantastic.
Oh, he's actually the season finale on Over Internationals, and that's the episode that you were on too at Cape Cod.
Oh, that's right too. Although we were not on set together, I was hoping I was going to catch him because we actually don't live all that far from each other, but I didn't get a chance to meet him. He was there and then he left and then I came in. But what was fascinating with that, and again, I didn't know this until I was told after the fact, we ended up in the same room. Now this, you have to understand, this is an inn, and and I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to give any details, but I just want to say we were in a particular room, the same room, and we got the same names of the same spirits communicating. That kind of blows my mind. It a name, and he's getting a name, and it's the same name, two separate times. We're not even together in the. It's amazing. It's amazing. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. Just want to reach out to a couple of people.
Yeah, we got a couple. Yeah.
Pam Sontag, you picked up spot on where the activity in my house is. So this is my friend Pam. I've known her, oh God, probably since, it's got to be since 1993. What's that, 30 years? It's been a long time. She reached out to me not that long ago and said, something's going on in my house. I don't know. And I said, I'll come up and take a peek. I don't know. I just walked in and I said, there's something near the stove. I feel like there's something near the stove. And that's where the knife flew off the counter and went right onto the stove. And she picked up on a few other things there too, but it's just that corner of the building. The rest of the building felt fine. It was just that area, and we kind of picked up on a few things that might exist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. Melissa says, with everything going on in the world, they're concerned with some swearing, please. Yeah, I know.
Due to being on networks, Melissa, you have to do what they. I know it's tough, but they'll bleep it out. But when you drop an F-bomb like with 3 sentences, it's kind of hard to bleep it out.
Like a long pause,
Yeah.
You know what, too, Melissa, and I don't know if you know this. The show is actually being broadcast in Ireland. They are such a Catholic country. I don't know if that is. If that's part of it at all, but they're very different. You know what I mean, in terms of their religion and that kind of thing. So you probably don't want a lot of that stuff over there either. Let's see. Janice says, my son's ghost came and told me to go to the doctor or I was going to die. He was right. I have bad cancer. Oh, Janice, I'm so sorry.
Sending my prayers.
So sorry. I hope you're able to manage that, really. Ashley, good story. Thank you. And then let's see. So sorry. Hoping you're going to be okay. Yeah. Just terrible. Just terrible. And people are praying for you too, Janice. I'm glad you spoke up, but we're thinking of you and we'll keep you in our prayers as well. I think Lauren might be having trouble, Matt, with her internet.
Lauren, come back.
I can see her, but it's just, there's nothing there. It's just black.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's having some difficulty. I think if she can, she'll certainly come back in. I think you want to talk about Amazon too, because I know some of us have watched some of the shows on Amazon, and also it's on Paraflix Paranormal for those who have it. But why don't you tell us, Matt? I know you were saying something before. I'll let you kind of.
So I posted a while ago that Amazon has decided to revamp the show, which I appreciate. That means that people are watching, people are, they're emailing them. So I got a personal email from Amazon themselves saying, hey, do you have a full season? Because we are getting emails of people who want to buy just the whole season. They don't want to buy one episode at a time. And I told them, I said, no, at this time I have what I have. And they said, okay. Well, and then we were going back and forth. I said, if you can take off 1, 2, 3, and 4, I have other ones to replace all of those, and that can make I have 7 episodes that can make a season. And they said, we'll do that. So now if you go on there, you'll see that all the episodes are taken down. It says no video available. But if you did purchase the video before, you can still be able to watch that because you purchased it, you own that. Even though it's taken down, you still have you can still watch it. So I'm honored that people are emailing Amazon and saying, hey, we want the whole season. We just don't want one at a time.
Right. Right. Well, and they'll be able to get the whole season because they will come back. They're going to be brought back and spiffed up or whatever they're going to do with them.
They're gonna come back. I'm gonna give them all 1 through 7, upload it all at one shot.
Yep.
And then after that, I've been negotiating with some other platforms who are waiting for me to upload all 7 to them, and they're gonna put it on their platforms, and they are big platforms, big names already out there.
Fantastic. That's great. That's great. If you hadn't had a chance to check it out, check out the show. And if you have Paraflix Paranormal, you can get that. It's really reasonable for a year. What is it, like $25? I mean, it's really not expensive at all. And
I think it's 40, but if you use Dark Echoes 25, you get 25% off.
Yeah, that might be why I'm thinking it was less than that. You can use, so it's Dark Echoes 25,
and you get 25% off, but you have to do the annual subscription. And not only Paraflix is awesome, Natalie's amazing at what she does, Patty's amazing at what she does. There's other people on that platform. Great channel. They got great paranormal stuff. So it's not just us. If you need a paranormal fix, I'm telling you, Paraflix is where your fix is at.
Yeah, especially that they've taken all these things off the air. So, there really isn't anything.
Nope.
And Ghost Adventures and Patty Negri, who is co-owner of Paraflix, has been on Ghost Adventures. So what is she, the Good Witch or something like that? I think she goes by. She is she's a nice person, and I've met, of course, Natalie as well, and she's been great. So if you get a chance, check that out, and you can watch the episodes there, and check them out, and then they'll all be on Amazon Prime at some point.
Yeah, when people watch the episodes, please, when you watch the episodes, leave a comment and let me know what you thought. Was the place haunted? Did we capture enough evidence? Because we're bringing the audience involved in this, and we want to hear from you, the audience, just saying, "Oh, I don't think so," or "Yes, I do." That's what it's all about. It's about the audience, and you get involved. You can go to our website, or on Amazon when they come back out, and Paraflix. Leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the episode, and tell us why you think it's haunted and why it's not. Because we'll never say a place is haunted ever.
So I want to say this to you, Matt, too. Since Lauren's not back, we do have a video with Lauren. I think we should put that up. It's just a little clip of when we were in Bath. That might be interesting to see. And I'm going to put it up on here and see what we can do here. So,
especially down in the basement, we have our dry storage area. Basically, you have to go down there daily. And every time I would go down there, in the corner of my eye, there's somebody standing there every single time.
And a peripheral version.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So has any experience ever been like negative or anything like that?
I don't think it doesn't seem to be harmful, but they will let you know that they're here.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't sense like dangerous, but I felt like there were things they weren't happy about. And potentially, that could have been, like I said, I don't know why, but I really feel like there was a men's office, not a men's office, but the office, you know what I mean? Something like that towards the back of that area. That's just what it felt like. And I don't know if Lauren would be able to validate that at all, but it felt like they just didn't want people there. And when we went over to the other side, because there's 2 different sides, and it doesn't feel bad in here. And then we went back where that thing came off the wall. And that's when I got all that other activity. We'll let them show to see what that is. But it was really interesting. And I know what she's saying about down in the basement, because as soon as we got down there, I was like, ooh, I can feel it. I'm getting the goosebumps right now just thinking about it. It's just, I'm all tingly. It really was kind of strange down there too. And I felt like there was something running around down in the basement. So the fact that she was seeing that is pretty interesting. And Marion Loma, hello, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Marion is the caretaker at the S.K. Pierce Haunted Victorian Mansion in Gardner, Mass. So thanks for stopping in and saying hello. You wanted to share something too about season 2, because there is a season 2. I mean, we're talking about season 1, but you're already in works for season 2, which I think starts filming sometime next year.
Yep, we're hoping to start in February. Got a couple of locations. We're just going back and forth, with the right times and dates and stuff like that. So, because I'm gonna tell people right now, what you see on season 1, you ain't seen nothing yet. The investigations is gonna be filmed in a whole nother way, which I'm not gonna give out details. but it's going to be like cinematic filming at its finest during a paranormal investigation. I'm telling you that now. What you saw on the live Halloween special was a test run of how much I can push that sensor in filming. So get ready for that. Also, too, this is a big announcement. I've decided that I love locations. I love histories. But I've decided for season 2, I want to go back where it all started. I want to tell people's stories of hauntings at their house. So season 2, we're going to be doing house calls.
All of them? All of them are house calls. Or are you just some of them?
Some of them.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Are you looking for people who have active homes to reach out, or do you have?
Yes, I'm going to be sometime in December. I'm going to be putting a post out there on a bunch of forums, a bunch of other places saying we're now asking for, locations for film for their stories of their homes. And I'm not just going to pick anybody. You got to have a good story and you got to have a good haunting.
Right. You can't just be like, oh, I feel something in the corner of my room.
Exactly.
No,
because
be verifiable,
when you mediums go there, you're going to know if it's real or bullshit.
Yeah, if you walk in and and thankfully that hasn't happened at any of the locations, but every once in a while you could be like, I got nothing. I've got nothing. And just, if it's not really all that haunted, you may not feel anything.
Yeah, because I want to be able to tell the people's stories. If their kids are going through stuff, I want people to see that kids. And the best thing about this is it's going to be like when we go to when we do house calls, it's not going to be like the filming of locations. I'm going to be introducing about what's going on at the house, and then I'm leaving it up to the mediums to take over, and then the investigation happens that night. So it's going to be all about storytelling, beautiful shots, cinematic shots, telling story. It's going to be something amazing when a house call episode airs on season 2.
Yeah, so you're not going to go through with the owner and get all the information. It's the medium's going to go through and try to put it together. And then we'll be able to see, I imagine, how it connects and resonates with the owner, I would think.
Yeah, so basically the medium would go in after and they would feel what they feel. And then after that's done, I'd bring the owner in and you guys will have, whatever I decide to do, sit down, talk or whatever. You could talk about what's going on and the owner can confirm this. And then, if there's like a child involved, we're going to tell that story. It's going to be, it's going to be crazy. I'm telling you, the season 2 house calls is going to be something out of this world. It's going to be like watching a movie. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun to see, what happens and where we end up. And I'm not looking for locations, but are you traveling for those as well? Or are they, I know last year we traveled a fair amount.
So last year, the filming schedule was all screwed up and that wasn't our fault. It is what it is. So this year I am in full control of the filming of the locations. And I'm going to make sure, like, if I do like one location or 2 locations a month, I'm okay with that. And the next month there's nothing. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Because I'm trying to tell a story. As yes, I will tell everybody season 1 was rushed because we got bombarded with stuff that I had no control of, and I did what I did to make it work, and we made it work. So season 2 is going to be planned out very professional. It's going to be done very nicely, so everybody's on board, and it's just so the filming's not rushed, and it's just going to be amazing.
No, that sounds great. And hopefully you only have to be there once and get it done and then leave and produce it and do whatever you're going to do. And then it's, on to the next
one. I'm doing right here, sitting here, editing or talking.
You in your basement. Is that your basement? I'm assuming.
It is. It's Mom's basement studio. Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, that's all right.
And there's a reason for why I call it that.
The basement studio?
No, Mom's basement studio.
Oh, okay. You're not sharing? No, you don't have to.
It's just somebody who thinks they're popular and decide to make fun of me because I live at home. So they did. Yeah. So I named it Mom's Basement Studio as look what I'm doing living at home.
Well, you know what? That's great. That's great. And you got a good place to work. So, that's where you get all your work done. So you need a place that's away from everything too. I can't work in the middle of the living room. I need a space. That's why I come in here to do my show because I can't do it in my own house.
Oh yeah.
because you just don't ever get anything accomplished. I'd have kids running in and everything else. It's no fun.
Yep. In the basement, it's quiet. I got soundproof, and the lights are turned off, and I'm editing like I'm watching like on TV, because when people watch your show, they're normally watching on TV.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenneth, good to see you.
Hey, Father Ken, how are you, my friend? Good to see you as well. Good evening. Father Ken Torres with the Warren Legacy Foundation. We had Chris McKinnell on a few weeks ago, who is the grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And Ken is part of our group as well, which is great, which I am a part of. So thanks for chiming in and saying hello. It's wonderful.
That's awesome.
I don't know if we're going to get Lauren tonight, Matt.
I don't know. I'm hoping. Let's see if she maybe texts me, like saying if she's having difficulty. Let me see here. Nope, I got nothing.
Did you look in Facebook message times that?
I got that up over here. No, I'm not. I have that up just here, just in case. No, and it happens. Sometimes cell phones are not the greatest thing.
No, but I want you to, just take a look in the chat, the very back of the chat, very beginning of the chat, rather. You can click on that Eventbrite link if you want to come. If you're anywhere near Bath, Pennsylvania, we would love to have you join us for this live premiere, if you want to call it a watch party. But it's only $50, and that comes with food too, right? Isn't
popcorn and soda? And then if people want to grab a drink at the bar, you can grab a drink at the bar.
Yeah. And she's basically shut down for this. I mean, it's not.
No, it's gonna be. She's gonna close the door, so it's gonna separate. So the bar's still gonna be up and running because it's a business, but it's.
Gotcha. Yep.
Just in case people come there and they're like, oh, let me go to the bar and I want to go watch the show.
Yep. And Stacy's reminding too, and you had said this before we get on the air, that you want to talk about our new equipment sponsors, because you have some new equipment sponsors you wanted to chat about.
Yes. I have decided to go a new route with new sponsors. I'd like to give everybody an opportunity. And I've been going back and forth with him. He actually sent us out some amazing equipment that we used on the live. I was blown away by the designs that this man did, and his wife, just blown away. And I want to say that, season 2, we are going to be featuring EPS's paranormal equipment.
Now, where are they out of?
I don't know where they're out of, but it's Rob and Marie Murphy, and I'm super excited. Let me make sure I got that right, because guys, I butcher names. Everybody knows that. I am so bad with names. Yep, Robert Murphy. Okay, whew, God bless. Yes, and I'm excited to work with them. They've been promoting us, which I really appreciate. Because let me just drop a real quick about brands. When you're representing somebody's brand, you are representing their company, everything that hard they worked for, and they are giving you their brand to represent. And if you're going out there and faking stuff with it, or if you're going out there and starting drama and stuff behind the scenes, you are now taking that brand somebody worked hard for and ruining that reputation. And you don't want to do that. We represent Paraflix. That's a brand. Amazon. That's a brand. International networks. That's a brand. So you have to be very professional at all times, because you are now having that brand attached to your name. And a lot of people out there, giving these people their equipment, just really think about giving somebody your brand, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely, you don't. And are any of the other sponsors that we had for season 1 coming along for season 2 as well?
Yep. Ghost Hunter Store's coming with us. Dave Giuliani, Troy Dixon with the Tempest, John Mallory with the Panda Boxes. Love the Panda Boxes. Gary Golka still using all his SB7 Pro, his PDF processor. But I'm going to be really featuring EPS with their equipment. It's absolutely amazing. It's got beautiful LEDs. I love LEDs. Everybody knows that. The sounds and the range on these things are insane.
What is? Can you just talk about the Panda Box for a minute? Because I know you've been raving about it, but I don't know if everybody knows what that is.
So the Panda Box, it is a ghost box, but it only scans through AM channel. It's from an old DR60 they had the AM and FM radios that back in the day. So John Mallory took this and made this. It can scan through the channels, and you can increase and slow the speed. But I have got some of the most amazing evidence off this Panda Box. I was in an asylum with a bunch of people, and we were one of the buildings, and I wanted to show them, down the basement, and I had the panda box going, and across the panda box it said, "Matthew, don't go." Everybody's like, "Did you not just say your name?" I was like, "Well, they say it all the time." So when we were leaving, I wanted to find out why they didn't want me to go in the basement. So I walked down the stairs, and the basement was flooded.
Oh, wow.
And then on the live special, when I was doing the segment in the museum, it said, a little girl said sister, and then a gentleman said family, and then somebody said house fire. And everybody knows in Palmyra that a woman and her children died of a house fire, and that was captured live on the live Halloween special. That was wicked off the panda box.
That's incredible. I love that. I think one of the reasons I love so much what I do, but also this, is that it really does somehow prove the continuity of consciousness. I mean, it's not just a recording. It can't be a fluke when they're answering your questions and steering you away from danger and all these other things that they do. There is something beyond this life. And I'll tell you a short little story. We did film it at the Wildwood Sanitarium last year, but I was just there over the weekend, and I was doing a spirit box session. It was not with the Panda box, but it was just spirit box, and they were communicating with us like they were in the room with us. And I said something to them. I said, I don't know if you're stuck here, but you deserve to be happy. And the woman says, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, you're telling me about that on the way home. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And they're both, you can hear them saying goodbye to us. I said, "Okay, we're going to leave now. We're going to shut this off. Goodbye. Bye." It's just incredible. They were giving us names. And interestingly enough, there was someone by the name of Thomas that said he was an adult, and I did talk to Zachary, who is one of the owners. He's the husband of Brooke. Was it Brooke? I think Brooke.
Yep.
And the story is that Thomas was a little boy. And I said, "Thomas is a little boy." And they said, "No." I said, "Thomas isn't a little boy." "No." "Who's the little boy?" "William." So I went back to Zachary and I told him, and he says, "It's funny you say that." He said, "We have heard of there being a Thomas there who's an adult. That may be a Thomas who's a little boy that wasn't there at that moment. But certainly there's a Thomas as an adult." I just kind of love that stuff when you can back it up with other people who have been there and have done research, and that, and you're getting the same information, the same types of names and everything. It's like, how can you say that there's nothing beyond this life?
It's the same thing like in Palmyra. Derek and I got called a dickweed, and you can't swear on FCC radio. So we're just like, "Oh, okay. Well, Derek, I guess you and I are dickweeds." So yeah, I love the Panda box. I love the SB7 Pro because it's right then and there. They're talking to us, and throughout the season when you watch it, because I'm walking around with the SB7 Pro in my hand, and we got some awesome responses. And then sometimes I do a live EVP session throughout the walkthrough, and we got some crazy stuff like what you did with Bath, what Gregory did, what Steven did coming up in Cape Cod, and then the season finale, what Stacia did. Whew, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, actually. And the thing is too with that episode, and again, not giving anything away, but it has a real, almost it's got a real human twist to it, which I will leave that there. But it was kind of incredible, really, how it all sort of turned around. You think you're going in and you're doing one thing and getting it a certain way, and it all kind of spins around. So you guys definitely do not want to miss that.
No, it was just
right in on it. It was incredible.
And it's just like when, because when people tell me the stuff that goes on, like the guests, and they tell me about, family situations and stuff like that. And then I'll just say, when we were in the kitchen and Stacia said a certain something, I stopped everything. I said, "What did you just say?" And she said what she said. And I was just like, okay, this episode just turned different.
Yeah. Very different. Very different. Because I'm picking up on this and that, and these other things that are about the house. And then all of a sudden she just took it over here and just, whole different
whole nother realm. That was
realm. And
And
then,
and
what's that?
and sometimes that happens. You're not always going to tell the location story. You're going to tell the stories that nobody knows about.
Well, and let's be honest, when you're around other people, you're going to pick up potentially things on those people as well, potentially. And I can't reveal anything because it was private, but there was stuff that happened behind the scenes that she picked up on her. You know what I mean? And it was like kind of blew people away. They're like, "Are you kidding me? Like, don't say what else?
Yeah.
What else do you know?" It was just
So
amazing.
let me ask you something. Now, you know how we used to do the teams 2 and 2
Yeah.
at the season finale, we did solos.
Mm-hmm.
What was tell the people your experience of that going in by yourself with just the camera crew and nobody else?
So I have to be honest with you. I'm trying to remember where I was on that. Would have been in New York, right? I'm trying to think of where. I'm trying to think of where I went. Do you remember where I went? I'm having a brain cramp. I know I didn't go to the basement. I think I probably.
I think you went upstairs. I think you went upstairs somewhere.
Well, I'm going to say this to you. I feel like I do like the alone, and I'll tell you why. You do have the camera crew with you, so I can be a little chicken sometimes if it's a real creepy place. Not going to lie, and that's because I feel everything and sense everything, and you just don't know what you're going to pick up around the corner. But you have people with you, so I'm not really alone. But it looks like you're alone. The nice thing is they don't talk to me. And I do better when I'm not being spoken to, because then I can kind of like really channel and tune in. So I think from that perspective, for me, it's a lot better. And I will say this too about that very same idea. I had said to you, I'd love to work with another medium, and I've changed my mind. And I'll tell you why. Not because of any of them, because they're all fantastic, but because I think that it throws off my channel. Like when I get in there and I'm going, the more people talk to me, the more it breaks it off. So when I go in and nobody talks to me and I just spill it out, I can go and it's just like a constant stream of this. But when I have people saying, well, what about this? And what about that? Or I'm getting this, you know what I mean? It kind of pulls you out of the channel a little bit. So I kind of like the aloneness, and I like being able to say some of those things, that just spill out without being asked. It's kind of a weird thing. And that's only something I found out from doing it, like at Wildwood. I felt like I did it, and now I'm thinking I like it better the other way,
Yeah, I enjoy the loans too, because you don't have somebody else talking when you're trying to talk, and it's also too, you have the camera crew there. They can't intervene with you unless there's an emergency. We all know the word emergency. Everything stops if somebody drops that.
Yeah.
So that's why, if something happens, it's legit. It's not staged. There's nobody behind the screens. Nobody else is allowed in the building when it's solo time. Everybody's outside, and it's just the camera person and the audio person. That's it.
Yeah. I do remember that. People were outside. We had a campfire going out in the yard, and
that was nice.
That was nice. And we went in, and me and the camera crew. I just can't remember where I went in there, to be honest with you. I just don't have I think I might have been on the second floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I know Lindsay did the doll room.
Yeah, you know what? I did the seance room. Now that I'm remembering, because we had the tripwire and it was communicating with us through the tripwire, setting that. I do remember that now. But yeah, but you never know what you're going to get. But I find even when I do my private readings, if people stop me and ask me questions, it just throws me right off. It puts me in my thinking brain and not my medium brain, and it just I can't. You know what I mean? So I realize that. But I do like this is what I think is fascinating. I do like what we did on Cape Cod when it was Steven and I, but we didn't work together. And he was really the medium. I was sort of just a guest investigator, but I can't take the hat off, right? So when I get in there and I'm picking up on this thing and that thing, it's interesting to see how the two mediums synced up, but we weren't doing it together. You know what I mean? And I think that is a really cool thing. And
Yeah,
we kind of almost did that too when we were at the theater in Pennsylvania, because remember, I was coming up with things and you said there was another medium here that was also coming up with things and they were the same things.
yeah, I'm disappointed that episode can't air, but maybe we'll go back there and refilm. Yeah, it was like I say, when you got the girl in the red dress, and then you got the people in the other one of the theater rooms where it's just all men were allowed back in the day. The Freemasons, that was wicked. You got the fire. That episode was really good, but sometimes
wife of the owner on the stage that got hit with something, and they confirmed that as well. The wife of the owner haunts that stage, and like, my God,
I got a disembodied voice of a woman when it was my thing to do the last segment. I walked on stage and she's like, "Hi," and we're just like,
yeah,
okay.
Incredible.
Absolutely. But sometimes episodes get ruined.
Things happen, but I don't know that I could go back there because I already know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can't recreate something that you've already done, and have it be real. You know what I mean? And you want it to be real. So it's interesting. That was really there was a lot of great evidence with that. And
yeah, season 2, it's just, I'm telling people it's enjoy season 1, because season 2 with all the stuff and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for me, it's just fun to do. For me, it kind of like pushes the envelope a little bit. I remember saying on the way down there with my driver, I said, what if I can't do it? Like, I don't know. I've never done this before. So I could theoretically fall flat. And you knew I could do it because you saw me read. I mean, you've been in an audience and I was doing a gallery and I'm bringing people through for people in the audience, but never been on camera with that kind of a pressure in a place and trying to pick up on that stuff. But I feel like when I'm working, they know it and they just show up. That's it.
Well, and that's the thing, a lot of people, look, locations, they can't tell the ghost to come on command. If you're paying to go to these locations and you're paying to film there, whatever, you get what you get, and you can't be upset with the owner or the people who own the property. Like, well, the spirits didn't, because they're not freaking dogs. They're not going to jump when you say how high. And it's just like, I feel bad for locations because, they're starting to get the bad of the rap. And, here's another thing too about, brands. Location is a brand, and that is your business. That is your moneymaker. That is your business. Everybody wants to use all these famous TikTokers and YouTubers, which is great. But the minute those YouTubers disrespect your brand and they use the word demon or demonic, your location is now looked at as a joke. And I have turned down 3 big locations because of the demonic word and demon words used by famous YouTubers. I will not film at a location that have those people faking stuff and using that word, because that's not what your location is about. And I feel bad for the locations. Think about before you let these people in your buildings. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing that throws people off, that's why they feel they need to do this, is because they watch, let's just say, I'm going to use Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or one of those shows that's on TV, right? They're not there for an afternoon. They're there for several days to get a half hour worth of, including commercials. So, you can't say that you're going to, it's just not nonstop action when you get in there. Sometimes it's just downright boring. We sit and we eat. I took a nap in the Conjuring house because there was nothing going on. I mean, honestly, that's just how it is. Sometimes it's just kind of boring.
You were falling asleep at Cape Cod. I was picking on you.
No, it's so true. It's so true. I was falling asleep in the house in Cape Cod. I was like, oh, yeah. But that's how it is. And so I think with some of these YouTubers and that kind of stuff, they feel like they have to hype it up a little bit because, we got to get that. We got to get that. And the problem with that is it's not real. It's all hype. Nobody wants to watch an episode of somebody sleeping in the Conjuring house. That's what it is.
And that's what I do with, because I had people saying, why do you cut back and forth with people? Why don't you just have one camera and everybody goes around? Because it's boring. Everybody does it on YouTube. It's just 2 people running around, yelling at each other. Oh, a demon. Oh, no. When you cut back and forth, you have to keep your toes on. You have to keep your thing like, oh, Matt's over here. Oh, damn, Scott's over here now. Like, whoa, what is going on? Like, you cut back and forth, and it keeps audience attention. So
Well,
that's
not
yeah.
just one person going through a big empty house and then another person going through a big empty house. We all did. That's what we did when we filmed it, but that's not how it comes out in the broadcast. Looks like we're all kind of in separate spaces at the same time. It's not really how it is in reality, because there'd be too much interference, I would imagine too.
Absolutely. And we don't, if and people said, why don't you have one person here, one person here? Okay, let's say you're doing an EVP session and the person's upstairs doing what they're doing, and you're saying, hey, if somebody's here, can you make a knocking sound? Oh, somebody's walking around. Yeah. You can be like, oh, I hear knocking, and it's somebody upstairs.
It's somebody upstairs, right? That's it. So I like that you keep it real, and I think that's really the way to be. And we still get great stuff, and I think having the mediums on, because some of the shows are just anti-medium, right? They don't do that. They only want things that they can validate on a meter or and that's fine. That's their thing, and that I'm okay with that. But I do think that when you have the medium, it lends a little bit of something else. It's a whole different
100%.
Because 100%. The medium can pick up on the things that maybe the other stuff isn't, and it's still corroborated, by the owners and the people that are there. They can corroborate the story, so it's real. But it's like another meter. It's like another gauge or instrument that you can use to investigate something.
You just never know what the medium's going to be. Like, Cape Cod again. I can't wait for people to see that. I was playing with the new equipment that Gary let me use, and across the box it said, "You're not Megan." I'm like, who the hell's Megan? So I went over to the owner and I said, "Who's Megan?" He goes, "Oh, that's my daughter." I was like, "Well, is she alive?" He's like, "Yeah, she's right down the street." I was like, "Well, can you call her?" Because I played the voice. He goes, "I know who that is." I was like, "I'm going to call my daughter." So this girl was not scheduled to be on the show, but the spirit said her name. We come in, we get her mic'd up, and I said, "Who is this voice?" And she goes, "Oh my God, I know who that is." So I'm not going to tell people. And then Steven's just getting here. He's just getting mic'd up. We just got done with her segment. He comes in, does what he does. He walks over to the room where Megan is sitting with her son. And out of nowhere, Steven pushes me aside and says something to Megan, which you guys have to see. And it was not part of the show whatsoever. And that's when I'm just like, holy shit.
It's part of the show now, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
That's going to be able to see. Yeah. That's fascinating. I don't even think I know that story. So I can't wait to see that and see what it was. I just love that. I just love that stuff. I just love that stuff comes up like that. It's amazing. Hey, Bianca's.
Speaking about that, guys, season 2, our new medium, Bianca Rose. I cannot wait to be working with her. Her episode, Bianca, please don't kill me. Her episode is supposed to be next up in the pipeline, Kim's Crypt, but I had to get the PA done for the watch party. So after PA, it's going to be Kim's Crypt. And then once I'm done with Kim's Crypt, I'm going to upload Kim's Crypt and Bath PA to Paraflix so you guys could watch both of those when they release them.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So Bianca, I didn't forget about you.
No, I mean, heck, it's all been a while. I don't know when you filmed. Well, you filmed Kim's Crypt. I remember when you filmed Kim's Crypt because
Kim's Crypt was first, and then we came to meet you in Bath, PA.
Right. That's right, because it was right about then. But we've been filming. I feel like I've been filming with you since what, March, right? February, something like that. I don't know when did we go to Pennsylvania? And that's the one that isn't going to make it out, sadly. But
hold on, Lauren just messaged me. Well, just messaged us. I've been on. Have to be able to view time. I'm just going to close out. Don't know if that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so she's closing out. She's been there, but we couldn't see her. It was just whirling. Hi, Nicole. Yes, we are definitely live. Just wasn't able to respond to everybody all the time. I know there's a lot of
Lauren, try if you can before we go. Try to shut off and come back on because we want people to hear your stories. I have no problem staying a little bit later. I'm sure Scott has no problem.
No, I'm good. Not a problem.
Yeah, Bianca Rose. I want to thank Bianca Rose inviting me out to her event. She didn't have to do that. I was an amazing good time at the bar. I actually slept peacefully, which they got up early, and I slept to the person cleaning up the bar, which was funny.
Where was that? That was
That was in Long Island, New York.
oh, okay. Good.
We're actually that's probably going to be an episode. I'm in a process. I'm going to talk to the bar owner, see if we can film an episode there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's great. And I think that all these things are fun, and I think the house idea is going to be a lot of fun too.
It's all about having fun. We go there, we joke around, we have fun, but when it's time for business, it's business time.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And I think people get a kick out of it. Yeah, I mean, the people who own the place and their people, they kind of get a kick out of it. When we were filming on Cape Cod, there was a couple there. Now, weren't they there for their anniversary or something? I don't remember what the story was. Is it Tim? Tim and his wife. I think it was wife, right?
They're actually coming to the watch party.
They are. Well, they were from the Cape. I forget where they were from. Were they from Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they were from a distance, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I think it's great. They were kind of into this stuff, and then
Tim Hums and his wife Stacy said.
Yeah, so Tim Hums. Yeah, I knew his name. I didn't know her name. Yeah, Tim Hums. Yep, or Humes or Hums. Yeah, maybe it's Hums. Yeah, but
yeah, that was cool to have their story. That was absolutely amazing.
She says they're probably an hour from her in Pennsylvania. I knew they were not from there. They just kind of fortuitously happened to be there, and you're filming, and they get to meet us and be part of the show, and that was kind of a fun little thing. Really and truly, I think that was fun.
Also, too, what we did, because we filmed with the owner's granddaughter, and she's an amazing figure skater and an Olympic figure skater, and she just came back from winning her competition just to be part of the filming when she's playing the piano. And then at the end of her filming, we made her feel very special. We got her a gift to welcome her to be part of the show, and that's my special guest throughout some of the filming is the granddaughter. Yeah. Which was just, I love doing that, making kids smile, making them feel appreciated. And she was so happy. And you could see she was a little nervous, but she was so happy. And that's what it's all about. There's a lot of shows out there that would never give a kid an opportunity. And I was so excited that the granddaughter did it, and she could play the piano, which was really good.
Say that too. She was playing the piano.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was great. It was great. Yeah. I remember filming that. Was it her birth? Whose birthday was it? It was somebody's birthday while we were there. Oh, it was you. You had the birthday.
It was me. They surprised. Did you see the photo of Stacy with my meme of me hugging the pole, trying to save the horseshoe crab?
No, I think I missed that one.
Yeah, I saved the horseshoe crab because it was upside down, and I flipped it over, and I'm over here hugging the pole, and of course Stacy takes a photo and she makes a meme.
I didn't see that.
I love that stuff. You can make fun of me all you want. I have fun. I enjoy it. It's memories.
We had a good time. Did Lauren say she was coming back in? She was closing out and coming back in?
Let me I'll give her a quick call, see if she picks up.
Yeah. Behind the scenes look at what we do off camera. I think we should have a blooper show. That's what we need. Is all that kind of stuff.
Oh, 100%.
So we'll.
Yeah, she's not picking up. She might,
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? I think we really got it. I was hoping people would get a chance to meet her because she's such a great person and such a nice person.
Oh, we have such a good reputation as a filmmaking production company, Dark Echoes Production LLC and Dark Echoes Paranormal, that these people, when we go film their locations, these people give us their multi-billion-dollar companies, give us the keys and say, okay, guys, have fun investigating, lock up when you leave. Yeah. How cool is that?
It is pretty cool that they trust you and that, what is this? I just click on that. I don't even remember clicking on that. There it is. I think it's fantastic that, we go in and we kind of get like free reign of the place, really, to be able to investigate and film and do whatever you want to do. So it's really great, really great. So Matt, this is good. I want to remind everybody again at the top of the page, top of the chat, there is the link to get your tickets. If you are anywhere near Bath, Pennsylvania, I would love to meet some of you in person. I can't wait to get there. I'm definitely looking forward to being there. Also, if you could go on over to YouTube, I don't know if we have anybody watching on YouTube right now. We do. We have a few people on YouTube. please hit the like and subscribe button. That would be a big help so we can get these shows out to people. Love to share this with as many people as we can. I have some shows coming up. I've got a bunch. We're going to be back in New Bedford. Matt, you filmed. That's where we met last year. We're back in New Bedford.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
Next Thursday night, Merrill's on the waterfront in New Bedford, Massachusetts, literally right on the waterfront. It's a beautiful spot, good food. If you happen to be in Massachusetts or anywhere near it, come join us at Merrill's on the waterfront. It's not Dark Echoes. I'm going to be doing a gallery there with my friend Karen, and it's going to be, what's that?
I'm trying to point to you because the camera's back.
Oh, I'm like, who the heck are you pointing at? Yeah, it's backwards, right? Yeah. No, you got to go that way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to be there, and it's going to be Karen Tatro and I doing that show. And then we've got one the next week. Well, right after Thanksgiving. It's the week after Thanksgiving. We're at the New Players Theater in Fitchburg, Mass. And then we're at Concord's Colonial Inn. We've got one there. Karen.
That play. Yeah, that play. What Steven did there with Monique, that was absolutely amazing. When he got the little girl with the dog, he got the nurse's name. It was wow.
It is. It's wild.
That was the first time working with him.
Oh, that was, yeah. Yeah, that's wild. I've never been there, so I'm anxious to kind of get in and see what we get. But that's it. So Matt, I'm excited. This is a great way to get going. We're going to be in Bath, and then we're going to start working on season 2. Whoever's, you got a whole big group of people, but that'll be next year. And there's a lot to look forward to. Check us out. Check us out on Paraflix. Check us out on Amazon. And if you happen to visit Ireland, check us out in Ireland, which is kind of
international. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Before we go, we are the second show of the month, #1 in over international TV.
You're kidding. Wow. That's great. Is it regular public TV there?
Yes, you can watch it on let me pull it up real quick before we go. I have it saved. When you go through your photos, you don't. Here we go. So you can find it on over international, free stream, Plex, Local Now, TCL TV, Vid-A channels, and Freecast.
Yeah, I don't even know. Those are things we don't have here, so it's hard to know what exactly those are. But I'm sure they're. I mean, if they're #1, they're probably either public or regular, popular streaming.
Some of them are streaming and some of them are public. Like they were telling me that some days we're on at 9 o'clock, some days we're on at 10 o'clock, which I think that's very cool.
It is kind of cool. I love it. Yeah, because they're actually on a certain time, as opposed to you stream it whenever you want to stream it, right? It's on TV. Good to know. We need a tour to Ireland. We need an Ireland tour. We need to get that worked out.
Hey, the show's going big over there. I'm telling you, anything's possible. They could just say, hey, look, you guys are great. Get on the next plane over here. We got some filming to do. See you.
A lot of great places over there to look.
The castles.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Castles. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget, we are now once a month, second Wednesday of every month. We're right here, Spirit Talk Live. We'll be back. Hopefully, Stacia will be feeling better next time. Will be able to join us. She's a little under the weather today, but hopefully next month she'll be back. And I look forward to seeing you. Enjoy yourself. Have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in December. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
Thank you for joining us today for Spirit Talk Live with Scott Allen. Please remember to subscribe to Spirit Talk Live on YouTube and share on all your social media channels.